So I had an interesting thing happen the other day, and I don't know exactly where this all started, but any of you guys remember growing up and when the doorbell would ring, everyone, would be like excited because someone was coming to the house or whatever it was, and either dad or your mom would go to the door and then see if this was going to be a visitor or if it was a package or something like that. And it seems like maybe it's just in my house, but if the doorbell rings now, all of a sudden it's like everyone don't move, turn the TV down, and don't answer the door. So I don't know when that all happened, but I definitely have seen that happen in our household. I'm always that one, though, that still goes to the door. My wife's telling me, don't buy anything. We don't need anything else. She thinks that I'm a sucker for every person coming around selling subscriptions to whatever. But I do say no occasionally. So Saturday morning, I'm at my house. And I've been working on some stuff and working on some presentations that I had coming up, and the doorbell rings. And at first I'm like, okay, is this just the Amazon driver dropping something off, the FedEx guy dropping something off? But as I peered through the clouded window, the frosted window, I saw that there was an individual still standing there, but he wasn't up by the door. The person wasn't up by the door, and I go to answer the door. And I asked him, and he begins his talk, and he says he doesn't have anything to sell. I saw that he had a badge wearing, and I stepped out to the door, closed the door behind me. It was a fairly nice day for a late November day, and he started telling me about what it was. He actually, in this particular case, he worked for he was a financial advisor, and so he was telling me a little bit about what was going on, and how much he appreciated our neighborhood, and how he was just like walking around, and so we stayed outside of the doorway talking for maybe 2, 3, maybe even 5 minutes. And then after he got done, he gave me his business card, and I went back inside. Not thinking much of it. I sat back down to continue working on what I was working on, and I reflected a little bit on that experience, thinking that he was a nice enough guy, and it dawned on me that I wasn't letting him inside the house. Again, as the morning went on, didn't think much of him in that experience until yesterday. I was at church and had an opportunity to, again, contemplate about the sermon that was being messaged, the message that was going on, and it came back to the day before, and I thought to myself, why didn't I let him inside the house? What was the reason that I stepped outside to have a conversation with him, but I wasn't letting him in? And part of it is that, again, that safety reason, didn't really know what was going on, and maybe there's some element of prudence regarding that. But standing outside the door, it was clear to me, and probably as well as to him, that I was taking in the information, but I wasn't necessarily letting him inside my space, inside my house. And I wonder how often that happens with us in general. I wonder how often it happens with me. Someone will come knocking on my door and maybe present something to me, offer some information, offer some insight, offer a new way. And based upon what previous experiences, or based upon what I may be doing, I may go outside to get the information, or maybe I don't answer the door at all. But the reality is that how many times do I actually let that in? How often am I actually open to what someone is inviting me into? Am I walking around being closed? Am I being closed off to any new information, any new experiences? What's the reason why I'm being closed? Those times when I've been open, what's the reasons why I'm being open? Many times for me, I think it may be preoccupation. It may be making sure or trying to get a particular agenda done is the reasons why I may be closed and not let someone in or something in. I know from that experience 2 days ago, I know that I'm going to try to be much more open to this idea of letting someone in. Does it mean that everyone who comes knocking on the door I should let in? No, I don't think so. But maybe I need to be open, or be more open to the possibility of being open to, versus automatically deciding that I need to be closed. Yesterday, I heard this quote by a gentleman named Francis Chan. It says, "Our greatest fear should not be of failure, but of succeeding at the things in life that don't really matter." Let me say that again. Our greatest fear should not be at failure, but of succeeding at things in life that don't really matter. I wonder for me how many times that I will be closed about something because I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to be taken off course to succeed at something that may not really matter, and miss an opportunity to experience something, or to learn something new because of this pre-planned attitude. So I invite you, will you choose to be open? Will you be closed to certain things so that you can then say yes to the right things when the person comes to your door?